Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video we are talking about Saw the final chapter. So obviously this is me continuing on with my Saw series. If you have not seen my reviews for the other films, make sure you check those out. I am obviously going to be talking about spoilers in this one. So I have not seen this one. This is one of those that I had not seen. I think, if anybody's been keeping track, you can correct me. I think I had basically seen up until, I think the 6th and 7th one were maybe the only ones that I hadn't seen, because this is, I think, the 7th one. But yeah, I, in all honesty, was not a huge fan of this one. It felt really forced at this point. I think this one and the previous one both just felt like too much. Like, let's be honest, these were money grabs. I think we all kind of know that. This one just definitely felt like that as well. I think, honestly, killing John off so far, so early in the franchise, ruined it. Now we're just continuing on with his apprentices, I guess. And of course, Hoffman is in this one. He's his, as far as we know, only remaining apprentice at this point. And he basically spends the entire film just hunting down Jill, which just, to me, was really just kind of stupid. I felt like that was just really pointless. Like, I get that he was hunting her down because A, she tried to kill him, and because she knows who he is, but I feel like at this point, probably a lot of people know who he is, because he's already found out by the homicide department, and even before he goes on, like, massive killing spree and killing all of those people, they tell him, like, they're not the only ones that know, and he doesn't believe them. But that factor is not really revealed in this one anyway, so I guess you could say that his identity is still hidden, and that's why he's doing all these things, but he's just killing so much people, like, just so needlessly. And I do understand that that's just kind of part of who Hoffman is, that he is more of a survival killer, and that, like, he really is more about his own survival, which ends up being basically his downfall in this film. But they then again introduce even more characters, even more Jigsaw victims, and even bring back some people, which our main guy in this film, the main guy that we're following as solving the puzzle, like with all of the other films, we always have somebody that's trying to follow a puzzle. He is this man who faked being a previous Jigsaw victim, which I totally saw that coming. Like, I don't usually like to be one of those people that's like, oh, I totally knew that was coming, but I really did with this one. I was just like, there's no way that, like, that guy's not a survivor. Like, I just had a feeling already. And then, so when that, like, twist is revealed and he's thrown into a trap, I was like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. They also don't really elaborate on the first trap of this film and why those people were in that trap and why, like, what they had to do with John, and or if anything with Jigsaw, and why it was so public. I guess just to make it public that Jigsaw was, or someone being Jigsaw was still around, was still happening. Shock factor for the movie, I suppose, but within the movie they don't really address that, which was also annoying. But like I mentioned, they do reintroduce some characters, some previous victims, but a main one, of course, is they bring back Lawrence, who at first I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, he shows up to this meeting of past survivors. He kind of calls out our douchey guy for basically filming this meeting and being this, like, show-offy dude. And then at the end of the film, we find out that this entire time he has been another one of Jigsaw's apprentices, that he has been helping behind the scenes with all of these traps. He's been doing kind of all the doctory things because he is a doctor, but like sewing people up, sewing eyes and mouths shut, things like that. And Hoffman, seemingly, for all we know, Amanda, none of them knew about that he was doing this. and finding the people. And that just, again, I feel like they keep bringing more people in to be apprentices, and it's just throwing the whole thing out of whack, and it just doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't flow properly for me. And even though I love him, and I thought it was cool that he was back, I didn't like him being brought back in this way. And the fact that he pops up at the end to then put Hoffman in the bathroom that he was in the first one, so it's supposed to come full circle, because again, this was supposed to be the final chapter, even though it wasn't. I was not a fan of all that. I think it would have been cool just to have him pop up and be there. I don't think it needed to be all that, but I get, again, they were trying to wrap the whole thing up. And, you know, they had to kind of get rid of Hoffman in some way. So, I get it for the sake of the movie. I just was not a fan of all of that. Of course, I have to talk about the fact that the late great Chester Bennington from Liking Park is in this movie. He plays a racist who gets put into a trap. This is another trap that's just there. It's used so Hoffman can sneak himself into the police department, but I do think it's really cool that he was in one of these films. R.I.P. to him. But yeah, that's just my feelings on this film. Was not a big fan of it. I don't think it was the greatest way to end this franchise, which of course didn't end, because continue on with having Jigsaw and Spiral. It's actually kind of cool because Jigsaw is in this 8-film collection, which I didn't even really realize. I mean, it says it on the back, but I guess I never really looked at it. So that's kind of cool. But I did say already that I have already reviewed Jigsaw. So I'm not really gonna review that one, not really gonna get into that one. But if you want to see my review for that and Spiral and any of the other Saw films that I have reviewed, there will be a playlist that'll pop up at the end, probably above me as well, so you can check that out. There will also probably be a link in the description. But I hope that you guys did enjoy this series. Please do give this video a big old thumbs up and make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. Let me know what other film series you think that I should review. I will state this already, that I'm probably never going to tackle the Halloween franchise. Anybody who's in the horror YouTube world knows that that's just one you don't really touch, not really one I feel like tackling, but let me know if there's any that you think that I should. Leave those in the comments below. Let me know which Saw film is your favorite, and I will see y'all again later with another video. Bye!